Hey, this is Coach Marty,
And this is Lori.
and it's time for That Sports Couple.
What?
Brought to you by
Diamond Distributing.
Colonial Exterminating Company,
Edward Jones, C. Robert Hemel.
Wendy Benedetto, Ladder and Bloom,
Sports Pub, Dexterhand.
Adam Roussel, Riverbed, Chiropractic, River Parishes Trophy,
The Seafood Pod. Laplace Glassworks. Welcome to That Sports Couple podcast, the River Parishes Sports podcast. Marty, I'm about to do my Janet Jackson imitation. You ready?
Sure.
That's the end? It's a song. See what I have being married to an old dude? He doesn't get it. Anyway,
I didn't watch Janet Jackson. She was not on my popular list.
that's a great song. Anyway, the 2025 prep football season is over. Done. That's a wrap. Finito.
Well, 7 of the 8 games were classics.
And we had two River Parishes champions. Congratulations to Riverside Academy, our former employer, and my former students and all that. And congratulations to St. Charles Catholic. Both of you won your respective football state championships in fine fashion.
And you're going to get an opportunity to listen to your coaches.
Yeah, we got it. We dragged them, kicking and screaming. We got Coach Lee Roussel from Riverside Academy, and we got Wayne Stein from St. Charles Catholic to connect with us through modern technology and speak with us a little bit about what their experience has been like in the couple of days since they were crowned champions. I can't imagine, like Monday you go back to work and you have nothing to do. Like, it's over, it's done.
They're both athletic directors, so they have plenty to do.
No, but no more football practice. And I know how you were, like, when baseball season was over and it's like, what am I to do now? I don't know, but find something, get out of my house.
Yeah, well, Coach Stein just has to walk out and go over to the baseball field
He did.
and pick it up again.
He said that he had one eye on baseball. So.
And Coach Lee, we were able to save him from the elements. We got him to come talk to us right as the soccer game was about to start.
How come soccer is, and every time I had to go cover a soccer game, they called me and said, hey, Lori, go cover soccer. It was like 20 degrees and snowing. There was never an 80-degree soccer game, ever.
Well, I can't answer that. I think they ordered that.
For me, just for me. Anyway, so we had 7 of the 8 River Parishes teams made the playoffs, and 2 of the 8 made the state championship. 3 of the 8 made the semifinals. That's a pretty good season.
It is. And there's a big history of from the River Parishes, and I guess you're going to share that with us in a minute.
I added it up, and the River Parishes teams of 8 schools, everybody has won at least one. But added up, it equals 37 state championships, and at least one River Parishes team has been in the dome/finals, because in COVID year there wasn't a dome year, but the dome/finals every year since 2019. At least one team has made the finals. And who is the team with the most state championships? Coach? Drum roll.
Letcher.
Letcher has 8.
Letcher's been playing a lot. I've heard stories about the old guys that played at Letcher that won state championships, and that's 8. Riverside didn't.
Riverside probably has more because they played in Lisa, but LHSAA state championships in the same league.
Well, if you look at the top of the stadium at Riverside, they're claiming a lot of state championships.
Yeah, they played in the old Louisiana Independent School.
But they've won 3 championships since they joined them.
2. 16, I was there when they played and beat St. Charles Catholic. And then this one, I think it's cool because they both went that year, and they had to play each other. It was a great game. And then this year, both of them got to go, and both of them came home champions. I think that's so cool. Yeah, that's cool.
And it was fun talking to the coaches, but it was more fun watching the game.
Yeah, we did not make it to the Dome. We have a big TV and a heater, and we stayed home and watched it from our sofa. And that was fun. Got to listen to Wade Kaiser, who used to be the coach at St. Charles Catholic and has since found his calling as the color commentator for the LHSAA network. He's fun to listen to. He really is.
He does some ESPN work too.
Yes, he does.
And he's fabulous. He's very good.
He's very, very good. And then Dwayne Jenkins was part of the game crew that talked before and after and in between games. And he was fabulous too. I sent him a text. I said, "You are doing fabulous." Who knew?
He's been doing that for a couple of years now.
I know, but
I bet he'd rather be on the field though.
I know you're gonna have to replace him with somebody if they make it, right?
One of the River guys.
There you go. It was fun. It was fun to watch. It's fun to watch the cheerleaders and the dancers and the moms and dads and all the pictures on social media. Congratulations to y'all, and I know you're going to celebrate it for quite some time.
Well, it's been plenty of pictures.
Lots of pictures.
Lots of pictures.
Lots to talk about. Yes.
A lot on Facebook, a lot of pictures. Fabulous stuff. The community, like Coach Lee said when he got back to school.
Yeah, he said they were all waiting for him. That was cool. And they all got a police escort out of town when they went to the Dome.
So that's always fun. Once again, congratulations to St. Charles and Riverside on their success.
Riverside got it started playing Thursday afternoon at 3:30. Like, it's supposed to be Friday Night Lights, but I guess if you're in the Dome under lights, it counts. So Riverside Academy got it started Thursday, defeated Ascension Catholic 31-21 in the Superdome for the state championship. And we talked about it last week, the history between these two teams. And there was they knew exactly what to expect. I think I have a cousin on the Ascension Catholic team. Sorry.
What we saw was them both making adjustments throughout the game and being able to stop what the other team does well.
Yeah.
And Riverside was able to go to a secondary plan, which was a lot of skills people on the outside. Senior Brock Bourgeois being able to handle it, dish it around, and real proud of him and how he handled the Superdome for the second time.
He was such a baby in 23.
He's a man now.
I mean, he was a sophomore, right? When he took the team to the Dome. He was one of my students then, my multimedia class. And I remember his first TV interview that got shared. And I was like, poor darling. Gave him a few media savvy tips.
And he handled himself well.
He has grown into a fine young man and a fine young quarterback.
So he had they were able to change over to a pass game, and of course they have some skills people in Becknell and Boogie Johnson.
And Obikwe,
the running back.
But he got tweaked an ankle, right? Yeah. And so he was hampered a little bit, but everybody they played through it.
Well, you couldn't ignore him.
Correct.
He wasn't getting as many touches, as many carries as normal, but they were spotting him, and he did well.
Yes. It was a fun game to watch. Congratulations, y'all. Boogie, I didn't teach Boogie. I just used to sing Boogie, Oogie, Oogie to him, and he had no idea what that meant. But anyway, so congratulations. It's kind of cool, to be my former students and kids that I know personally under the helmets and, and in class and in detention. No, just kidding. None of y'all were in detention. Then on Friday night, St. Charles Catholic had the rematch with Archbishop Shaw. And if you didn't watch that game, shame on you. And all you have to probably do is Google it, because the ending of this game has gone completely viral. It's been on every news, sports, website, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. all over the place. Tell them what happened, because
Well-
I couldn't. If I was so glad I didn't have to cover this game and write it.
Well, the biggest thing about the game was how it turned from the last time they played, when St. Charles just handled them
Yeah,
24-0, and how well Shaw played in this game. They ran the ball a little bit
Gave them a
early,
battle.
and they were physical with St. Charles, and it's usually the other way around.
Mhm.
And so it made for a great game. Shaw taking the lead late, and St. Charles having to drive up the field late in the fourth quarter. It would have been their last opportunity. They're not a big strike team, so they had to put together a drive up the field. They were able to do that through the arm of Landry LeBlanc, who handled himself well, made some real key throws in that drive, and they were able to punch the ball in with 35 seconds left. Kick the extra point, tie the game, play for overtime. And they were able to drive down, and Landry they were able to punch it in with 35 seconds left and kick the extra point and go to overtime. And Tyler Miliotto, their fine senior kicker, who has kicked some big kicks for them, and
Broke everybody's heart.
misses the extra point.
And I asked Wayne, I said, come on, tell the truth. Were you on the sideline thinking, okay, what am I going to tell this kid to pick him up? Like, you don't want a kid to live with that for the rest of his life, for the rest of his life. Oh, I missed the kick. I missed the kick that would have won us the champion, that would have tied the championship. And
You don't know if they'd have won.
Right, correct.
There was no guarantees they'd have won it
would
there.
have tied it.
And the irony of it all is that he misses the kick.
Yes.
So they have to onside kick. Shaw gets that. Now you think, okay, this is over. St. Charles got 2 timeouts left.
They're celebrating.
They can't stop the clock the third time, and Shaw knows they're going to win this.
Yes, and they started celebrating. Cutting away to the players.
Yeah, okay.
They were cutting away to the players in the stands, high-fiving people.
Behind their stands before the 35 seconds was up. They were high-fiving and hugging, and they were going, having their celebration. And on the first play, one of the linemen, who believed the game was over at that point, not knowing timeouts, took off his helmet and threw it up in the air as celebration. Not taunting, not doing anything to the St. Charles guys, but that is a 15-yard penalty. And so they blew the whistle, they threw the flag, they stopped the clock. By this time, Coach Stein's calling timeout, but the penalty happened before the timeout. Had the timeout been good, the penalty would have been picked up. So there's just seconds difference between his timeout and the kid throwing the helmet. Well, the kid throws the helmet, they get the penalty, they back up 15. Well, now you've gone from the 50-yard line back to your own 35. But they're still going to run out the clock because they trust their punter be able to get off a ball. Snap, kneel down, lose 7. Timeout. That's okay. They got their timeout back, so timeout. Third down, snap, kneel down, lose 7. Timeout. So now, but they're back to their own 20. Okay, so they're playing 4th down and 40, and the kicker, St. Charles, is known for their special teams, how good they are. They're coming to get this. Everybody knows. They told the kid, take 1 step, kick it. Just get it off, and we'll win the game. He gets the snap. They're coming. He gets his 1 step. He kicks it straight out of bounds. Shanks it. Still not close enough because it's at the 40 now. It's still not close enough for St. Charles to kick a field goal. They're going to have to move the ball, and they're able to. Landry LeBlanc, once again, hits 2 quick passes, sets them up, they get the ball out of bounds. They set him up for a 44-yard field goal.
44 yards.
And what are you thinking? He missed the extra point. If he misses this one, they may have to have suicide watch. And he nails it. Not only does he kick a 44-yard field goal, it's halfway up the net. It would have been good from 55, and the celebration goes off. Now, on the other side, now you have a player who's dealing with the same thing. I'm sure, Coach Tierney would have had to deal with that. But a 73-year-old Hank Tierney, who's coached for 50 years, been a head coach for 40, said this was the most devastating loss of his career.
I can imagine. I mean, it was crushing, and you feel for the Shaw boy, and I mean, he's a teenager. As coaches, you're grown men, and your livelihood is in the hands of a bunch of teenagers, not professional football players who get paid millions of dollars to do this and have been doing it since they were 5. A bunch of teenagers and he made a mistake.
And it's easy to second guess because Saturday morning I do a radio show, a prep radio show with Johnny Marchese, and our thing was, well, after the penalty, why didn't he run plays? It would have taken up a little bit more time. He wouldn't have lost the 215, the extra 15 yards. He could have ran around and got a little more, stayed on the field, and then punted. And now if he kicks his 20-yard punt, it's on the other side of the field. They'd have needed a lot more yardage.
You can second guess.
Sure, you can.
People say second guess Coach Gailey at St. James Forever for going for 2, and he obviously said I didn't regret it one bit. I do want to say, Tyler Miliotto, you handled everything. The post-game press, you handled everything beautifully. And when they asked you what, were you nervous and what were you thinking about? He said, well, it couldn't get any worse than what just happened. So what have I got to lose, And then he goes out Saturday and scores 4 goals in his soccer game, and the 4 goals his team scored. And I mean, teenagers are resilient. So that's how that one ended. But yes, it's the craziest 35 seconds of football, and every sports outlet and news outlet has picked it up and shared it. And Wayne said he's ready for that to quit too.
I saw one of the tweets or whatever it was, and it said, in Louisiana, they learned how to cheat early.
What does that mean?
Like they gave the game away on purpose. Like the bettors were involved. And I'm like, that's just not fair. That's just not fair.
Who even thinks of that stuff?
There's always somebody.
I know. Well, stop it.
Well, it was a classic. It'll be one they talk about for a long.
Yes, it will. One you're going to remember.
It ain't over till it's over. And like Coach Stein said, we didn't stop coaching.
Correct.
We are still trying to find a way to do something in the last 35 seconds that could change our fate.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, years of blocking punts is what changed that. All week they told them they love to rush the punter. Be careful. Make sure you get it off quick. And that's their tradition. Helped them win a game. And they didn't get near the punt now. They just had a lot of people coming.
I'm going to say St. Charles Catholic also has a lucky horseshoe or a field of 4-leaf clovers buried somewhere on that field. Because last year was not the Comets year. They struggled. They faced a lot of adversity. So their record wasn't what they wanted. They didn't live up to anybody's expectations. And this year they came back and they won games in spectacular fashion. And people came in, well, we've got the best quarterback in the whole country. And St. Charles like, oh, yeah.
Well, Dwayne Jenkins said best at the end. He said, if you're from the River Parishes, you're not surprised.
Oh, no.
You're not surprised that they found a way.
Found a way to win.
It was his way of saying they're lucky.
Yeah.
But
they're also good and prepared, and
that's the key.
They coached to the end, and they just find ways to win. When I texted Wayne, it was probably midnight or whatever, after the game, I said, would you please go buy me a lottery ticket? I said, what a great win. And I sent a little 4-leaf clover, and he just texted back, winners win. That's it. Winners win.
That's it.
That's how you do it. But it's over now. It's done. Here are your state champions.
No, it's not.
Why not?
It's not done.
Scared me. Why?
You got an extra couple dollars. Send them to the schools.
Oh, they're looking for
They're trying to buy some rings now.
Rings that will sit in your wife's glass case for the
Those
rest
kids
of
will have them forever.
So will their wives. You've got a bunch.
But
Look, you can look at them. You
One
don't wear them.
one of my favorite things was that when the girls won at Riverside, when I was athletic director, when the girls won the state championship, they had a donor come in and buy all the 20 rings.
It's easy
Okay.
with it.
It's 20 rings.
Softball team.
Well, football's 80 rings. Because you got all the coaches, all the administration, all the people that help. Oh, not just the 50 players, you got an extra 30 that you got to come up with. And nobody walked in at either school and said, I got these. Now, I can say at Destrehan, they had a fight when they won.
Why?
Because one of their big donors is an industrial cleaning company that does work as oil spills and all. And he came in and offered, and Ed Reed came in and offered.
Well, they could split.
But they ended up winning 7 and 8, so the one got to pay 1 year and the other one got to pay the next.
We'd like to help River Parishes football team get some jewelry that they'll never wear to it. Anyway, they're pretty. They're nice. They're pretty. You got a Riverside softball ring. You have a Destrehan pendant that you can hang around your neck.
Yeah.
And you've got a couple from Delgado, the Summer League,
They're all American.
All-American League.
I have an American Legion ring from the World Series
Yes,
for
you do.
Coach Amity.
Coach Amity, yes, you do.
So I have a few. Watches, I have plenty of.
I got one ring that he gave me 31 years ago, Wednesday. Last week I said it was Tuesday. Wednesday is our 31st wedding anniversary.
I think the Louisiana High School Athletic Association bought watches in bulk.
Yes, you have plenty of those
Well,
too.
they gave me one for each year I was coach of the year. So that was
Just a
3.
watch.
And then they gave us one at the championship game. So they gave me 5.
Next time we go to the Hall of Fame in the Academy, you ought to wear all of your watches and all of your rings. Just walk around. Just go to hospitality room. Let's do it.
Think I can get a boat?
And I'll wear the necklace. There you go. There, that's fun. So here are your state champions for 2025, in case you missed it, slept through it. Division 1 non-select, Washita defeated Ruston, and we heard it pronounced Wachita on the actual broadcast. They beat Ruston 21-20. In Division 2, Iowa, it's a long A, Iowa defeated North DeSoto 50-43. In Division 3, Sterlington repeats, defeated Gina 34-20. And in Division 4, Haynesville, the Tornado, defeated Mangum 39-37. They have had some matchups. In Select, Division 1, talk about a game. There were 34,000 people at this game, and it was the only game they showed the vans. Carr defeated St. Aug 49-14. There were some people there. Division 2, St. Charles Catholic defeated Shaw 23-21. Division 3, Dunham, with the best quarterback in the land, defeated Calvary Baptist 34-17. And in Division 4, Riverside Academy defeated Ascension Catholic 31-24. There's your state champions for 2025.
They always used to say that if they drew 60,000 for the whole weekend, that would pay the bills and everything would be good. Well, they drew that in one game.
It was impressive. It really was.
Now, I'm not surprised by that because St. Aug draws 30,000 every time they play on Saturday night. Half the city comes out there to see them, and so I knew they would show up. And Carr brought their 5,000, 6,000 that diehards, and then other people that just wanted to see the championship game in the dome.
Uh-huh.
I even drove some people around that were from out of town, and I told them they were playing. I said, "Oh, we're gonna go see that." They didn't care who played; it gave a chance to go in the dome.
I saw a thread. Somebody on Threads posted, "Did the entire city of New Orleans really tailgate outside the Superdome this weekend?" Pretty much.
And they just kept going from Saturday to Sunday.
Yeah, that was crazy. Craziness. Well, it's all done. And stay tuned after this word from our sponsors. You will see our video interview with first Riverside Academy Coach Lee Roussel, and then St. Charles Catholic Coach Wayne Stein.
Brought to you by Colonial Exterminating Company, a local family-owned company that will help you get rid of your termites, pests, and rodents. They're a Christ-based company looking forward to serving you.
Brought to you by Robert Hemel at Edward Jones Investing on Belterre Boulevard in Laplace. Trust Robert with all your investment needs. Brought to you by Laplace Glassworks, your trusted local glass company since 1984. Give us a break, we'll fix it. You know. Well, now we are here. That sports couple is here with Lee Roussel, the newly crowned state champion football coach at Riverside Academy. Coach, what has been your life been like for the last 2 days, 3 days?
Oh man, it's been awesome. Came home Thursday with the team, and you should have seen the amount of people when we showed back up right
really?
outside the Rebel Den, and it was almost another pep rally. So that was really cool for our kids to get to experience that. All the community and boosters and families were here to greet us when we got back, and then just kind of hung out with the coaching staff and families, just kind of appreciating where we are now as a program, and then was able to go back to the Dome this weekend, Friday and Saturday night, and spend the weekend there and watch some really good football. So it's been a good weekend.
I bet that was fun. Everybody patting you on the back and shaking hands, and it's more fun to go after you've won than after you didn't.
That's right. Yep. Yeah.
I want to ask you, because 2 years ago you got there, it didn't go the Rebels' way, and then this year it did. So can you talk about that? Like, how was it different for you, just walking around the Dome? I know you were a little taller.
Yeah, it felt different as far as the week of preparation as well. Like in the not that I thought that the kids in 23 were just happy to get there, but it's been a while since the last time they were there in 23, and it was kind of a run that I don't want to say maybe wasn't expected. You guys were both there that year, so I think yeah, and then that year. This Southern Lab was really talented, really good team. But having get there, I think a lot of those kids like Brock Bourgeois was a sophomore that year, and we played 2 8th-grade receivers, and C2 was a freshman receiver that year. So there was a lot of experience in that 23 team, and so they know what to expect. They knew that the week is fast because you play on a Thursday, so preparation, everything speeds up. We went practice at Nicholls State again on Sunday evening. And the pep rally and the Carolyn in the courtyard, and understanding that there still was going to be a football game that had to be played on Thursday. I do think that made a difference having get there in 23.
Yeah. You learn the ropes a little bit.
Yeah, even as a coach, you all the things that you don't know that you got to turn into the LHSAA, and there's a media day that they do at Hooters during the week, and all really that's what I told the media, really good problems to have, that you're busy that week and you would sign up for those problems. Now I'm learning the new problem is you got to pay for these rings, and you got to actually. So like, that's what I'm doing all day. Like, where are we getting all this money from to pay for these rings?
Softball had a dozen rings, 2 dozen rings, and somebody
Yeah.
offered them. So nobody's jumping in at 70. Huh?
Not yet. No, not yet. I'm still waiting for that phone call. But again, another good problem that you would sign up for every year.
Absolutely.
Well, it was an awesome game. It was fun to watch. They Ascension Catholic played well. They were well prepared for what you all like to do. Their first series, they came down and scored, but then, Chris does what Chris does. He made some adjustments and then shut them down the rest of the way and gave you every opportunity. But the offense came up big as well. So tell us a little bit about the game.
Yeah, I thought they had the first drive. They did a good job of tempo and us on their offensive side while we were on defense and playing really fast. And you got to line up. And a couple of those plays we just weren't lined up in time, and they were stealing yards. And I thought we settled down and got that fixed. And then that running back's a special player. He obviously broke single season rushing records and touchdown records. And they do a good job. And it's a program similar to ours, where they've been in this spot before. They've been in the dome. They were a semifinal team last year. They knocked us out in the quarterfinals last year in a really good game. So we knew it was going to be a tough game. We knew that there was going to be competitive. And yeah, offensively, uh, we heard all week about both teams, the running backs, but we knew that, we had some good receivers, and Brock being experienced, that we can throw the football a little bit. And you take what defenses give you. And the weeks before, it was a lot of zone and too high coverage where we thought we could run the football, where these guys had the extra people in the box and we were able to take some shots and execute.
And you do have some special skills people.
You have so many weapons.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, but you were able to use it well. Tell us a little bit about the offense, about your special guys.
Yeah, so the first drive, if you notice, our running back Jaden Obikwe started limping, and you could tell he was favoring his ankle, and he had ends up with a sprained ankle. He was able to still give us some carries and push through it, but he was not the same guy. You could definitely tell he was favoring that ankle, and so some other guys in the plan had to change a little. We had things in uh, for other guys besides Jaden, but we had to kind of speed that up, and so Chris Becknell gets some wildcat runs. He was a kid who played as an 8th grader in 2023 in the Dome. He started getting some wildcat snaps to get some rushes. He threw the first touchdown actually to Jaden, and then an 8th grader comes in there, and Caleb Williams, who's going to be a special player for us, and gets a big run, explosive run right before half. And then, guys like Boogie has been good for us all year. Made some big catches in the second half, a big 4th and 5 that he caught on a comeback early in first half. And then Caden Francois, who didn't play all year with some injuries, comes back for the playoff run, and he has some big catches. So we do have some receivers and a quarterback who I told him this after the game when we got back, and I know you guys know Brock well, is in 3 years, that kid's brought us to the Superdome twice, and I don't know that he gets the credit he deserved. And so, I want to, make sure people know, we're not here without him. And in that dome twice, I thought he played his best football as a sophomore, and again Thursday night.
And of course, he played this year through the death of his grandmother. And all that had to weigh on him too, but he still came up big. But sometimes the best medicine for that is to get on the field and play with your friends, and do the things you do.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was, Coach. And that family, she was at everything, and that's what she would have wanted. And that kid, you talk about taking care of the football, he threw 1 interception all year. That's a special stat right there. It was like the no-hitter that you didn't want to jinx. I didn't talk about it all year. So I knew it, but I'm like, did he really not throw an interception? He did it all year. He had a great year for us.
And he was such a baby when y'all went in 23, and he really grew into the role and handled everything well as a senior leadership.
He did, and he didn't play the game of football growing up, so he was young with age, but even more so with experience as a sophomore. This freshman year, he was Luke's backup. We had a quarterback that was a senior that year, and here he is as a sophomore. Didn't play a lot of football, and he's starting in the state championship as a sophomore. But that certainly helped him for where he was this year.
Yeah, like you said, you learn from being there.
Coach, the call on the Becknell touchdown, the pass, was fabulous. That it surprised everybody, and even us that were sitting out watching it. We're just amazed. It broke so clean.
Yeah, well, one, tendencies wise is not something that you do a lot, throwing the football when you got Boogie and him back there at the Wildcat. But it was something that was in the plan. It was an unbalanced formation where we thought we got the defense cheated to the field, and we had ran the ball off that look a couple plays before, saw that we had it, and then came back to it.
Yeah.
Well, timing is everything, baby. That was perfect.
So what was school like today, Monday, first day back? You had to go to soccer, but.
Yes, soccer right now. It was good, man. I'm proud of our kids, and they deserve this. They deserve we hard on them as coaches all year, and for them to get the pats on the back today from the faculty and staff, they deserve that. And it's been a really good weekend. And we got the Booster Club Quarterback Club Wednesday, and
That'll be fun.
yep, and I'm sure we'll do a couple other things to celebrate throughout the semester.
There you go. You get to start getting ready for next year.
Was school going to be canceled on Friday, win or lose?
Was not canceled on Friday. I think Miss Holly, right after the game, made a decision. I think she ran into another principal. I'm not going to say the principal's name at the Superdome, and she's like, "You're not going to cancel school if y'all win." So I think she convinced her, Holly, to cancel school. So I'm thankful for her if she's listening.
And look, it's pretty cool too. River Parishes champions. I mean, the last, in 15, 16, it was Riverside versus St. Charles. This year, both of you got to go, and both of you came home winners. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for schools, 10 minutes apart. A lot of us, obviously, our kids are friends, and Wayne and I are good friends. To bring that both back home to St. John Parish in a small community like this says a lot about the tradition and the talent that we have in this area.
Yeah, 37 state championships since 1949. I added it all up last night.
Wow. Yeah, 8 schools, and all got their piece of that, right? Like everyone
everybody
in
has
River
one
Parish has at least one. Yep.
Yep, it's pretty impressive. So,
and you all going to play each other next year, right?
We're gonna play week 5. Yep, we're gonna
hide the toilet paper.
Get that back going, and yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Especially like it just happens that we both win it this year, so definitely gonna be some build up for that. But like you said, it's getting back to work now, and you're gonna miss those 7 seniors, but there's a lot of experience coming back, and but that doesn't mean anything. You gotta go do it. So excited to get back to work.
Well, Coach, anything else you want to say? You want to, talk about your staff a little bit and what a great job they did?
Yeah, I would put those guys up against anybody, and starts on the defensive side. You mentioned Chris Lashney, who, uh, man, is an excellent teacher, excellent in game, making adjustments like you mentioned earlier. But the whole staff, I can't say enough about them, the men that they are, the leaders and teachers, and then the administration. You as a coach, you got to have support from them, and we have that. And Miss Holly Haas is our biggest fan. If you saw videos, she's on the sideline pumping up the crowd. I mean, that's special, though, right? Like,
fall off the bench.
That's right. You gotta appreciate that as a coach, and our school board president Dexter actually helps us with it, football. So we do have people that care about athletics, and I'm super proud for this community.
Even former employees.
and Wednesday night's gonna be special, man.
Yeah, I would think that is a little buzz in the air in there, but
well, congratulations, Coach. Please give our heartfelt congrats to everybody there. My former students. I'm sitting there with tears in my eyes, crying for them. So it was fun to watch, and I hope y'all celebrate for a long time.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all doing this, and putting the kids out there and giving them some publicity. And like I said last time, Coach, I appreciate the things you've done for me. All the coaches in my life that I've were able to work for, yourself included, got a lot of wins under your belt, and you take pieces from everybody that you work with, you kind of make it your own. So I thank you, and I thank all the guys that I've been lucky enough some Hall of Fame coaches that I've been lucky enough to work for.
There you go.
Well, Lee, it was my pleasure. I enjoyed being around you. It was a good place, man.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Well, that sports couple, me and Marty, Lori and Marty, are joined by the champion, the king of the world, the dynasty, the comment extraordinaire, Coach Wayne Stein, who just 2 days ago won another state championship. Congratulations. How does it feel to be a state champion again?
It feels great. I mean, I know you've heard our story. We talked about, losing our coach last year, who was a big part of what we've kind of created around here. And our kids dedicated the season to him. And we were very careful that didn't mean championship, right? Because we just wanted to honor him in the way we played and prepared, and et cetera, et cetera. But We definitely had some divine intervention in our last two ball games.
Angel in the outfield there.
But I'm proud of our kids. There were some things that went our way, but at the end of the day, our kids still had to cash in.
Absolutely.
On those things, those breaks that, nobody gave us the 44-yard field goal. We had to make it. Nobody gave us the 5-yard hitch to get in field goal range. And what kind of gets lost in it because we missed extra point is my quarterback he was flawless on the 80-yard drive to get us in position to tie the game. Uh, and it didn't go that way, but the rest is history.
I want to ask you this question. After the missed PAT, was it going through your brain? Okay, I got to think of something I'm going to tell this kid so he doesn't live with this the rest of his life. Do you know? Was that going through your brain at all? Like, poor guy.
Yeah, and he has such a great career, right? And no matter what you tell him, you don't want this to be, what he is remembered for. But he was going through it, and the good thing is we had to at least move on and attempt the onside kick. So that took his brain off of it for a short time frame. But I knew once that we didn't get it, he was going through it, and I mean, been there before, on both sides, right? I've been there with victory in hand and let it slip in multiple sports, and I feel for them, and I feel for that kid. But I'm also proud of our kids for staying in the fight and finding a way to get it done when their backs are against the wall.
I thought he handled it great. I mean, even in the post-game press conference that I saw, I figured it couldn't get any worse, than what had already happened. I thought he handled it just really, really well. I thought.
Having that mindset instead of saying, "Oh my gosh, I could miss 2 kicks,"
no.
I think that's the right mindset. Having a mindset of, I just missed the extra point, so it is what it is.
I know, but that's a lot of pressure to put on, teenage boys to, it's one thing for Charlie Smith, in the Superdome, he's getting paid a lot of money, know. It's another thing for a little teenager in St. Charles Catholic to have to kick a field goal to win a game,
Yeah. So I'm just proud of our kids' mindset of finding a way to get it done, and proud that we gave him the opportunity to make the kick. And man, I don't know if y'all saw it. He nailed it. It'd have been good from 55.
It hit the net. I mean, he hit it from 55. Hey, it was a great ending. Tremendous ending.
You went viral, dude. What does that feel like? I've seen it on CBS News, ESPN, Yahoo Sports. Everybody has got that ending.
Yeah, you guys understand this because you spent a lot of your life dealing with young people. Part of me is obviously excited for school and whatnot, and the other part of me really hurts for that young man that's got to relive that.
I
And
know.
so, I probably went through a list of emotions of how I felt when it first started going viral, and then maybe after a couple hours saying, "Man, I almost wish this would stop for this young man." He's somebody's son. He's somebody's player, and I feel for him because the penalty, although I think it was right, it was not a malicious or him taunting us.
Right.
It was just him getting caught up in the moment, and I pray for him. I really do.
Yeah, I've seen though on Twitter, one of his teammates tweeted out, hey, he made a mistake, give him some grace, and I thought that was a testament to their program that somebody stepped up and said, hey, it's not his fault.
It was, and what nobody's saying, Laurie, is there was 6 snaps after that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was 6 snaps after that happened.
Right.
So there are a lot of moving parts to those last 30 seconds.
Well, Hank obviously, by taking the snaps and kneeling down, he knew that, or he believed that when he gets this punt off, he's still going to be in good shape to win the game. And you all were able to put enough pressure on the punter that he ends up shanking it a little bit, and that's a St. Charles thing. Special teams has always been what you all do well.
Yeah, part of that is is the mystique of us, right? We coming. And no matter what, right? Every coach is telling a kid one step and punt it, and that's what he did. But uh, so there's no stat line for us pressuring that punt, but I do think that that pressure forces a poor punt,
Yeah.
and uh, Tyler's kick was good from 55 in my opinion, but I felt like it was important for us to get him in a comfortable range where he could just go out there and know that he had the leg. You know what I'm saying? Not go out there and muscle something and do something he's never done before.
Yeah,
You
thinking
know,
he
and
had to kick it farther than he had practiced.
right. Had I asked him to kick a 49-yarder, I have no doubt that he could make it, but it's something he hadn't done before.
Right. Exactly.
Of course, then he turns around and he scores 4 goals in the next soccer game. Huh?
He sure did. Which I think that's just kind of the epitome of who we are, right? I mean,
Yeah.
our kids, they play multiple sports, and I think that's what makes them well-rounded.
Yeah.
Uh, and we talk about this all the time as our athletic program. And if our kids start to choose to specialize, it will really destroy multiple sports here.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're absolutely right. Landry LeBlanc handled himself down the stretch so well. I was sitting there, watching that, so proud of him, knowing him, because I get to know him last summer. But just, it's a statement that you use and Joe Tutone uses, and it's winners win. And
That's what he answered me. Winners win.
And that kid is definitely a winner.
I did ask Wayne to buy me a lottery ticket, but I guess he said no. But I mean, you are there. I know you're a good coach, and I know y'all are a great program, and I know you had them prepared. But dang, if you don't have a little bit of luck somewhere, there's a rabbit foot somewhere in your office, isn't there?
Yeah, I didn't have that rabbit foot when we blew a 9-point lead to Calvary with 4:30 left, and I didn't have that rabbit foot when we blew a 7-run lead in the 6th inning versus U High. So, you know what? I guess it all ends up balancing out in the
Sure.
long run. And if you're blessed enough to be there in those big games a lot, like we have been, I've been blessed, man. That was my 10th state championship game to coach in.
Wow.
Out of 22 years, almost half the years that I've coached football has ended there, and just blessed for that. And we've been on a tough side of them, and we've been on the right side, and it's still special no matter what. And Marty knows this, to coach your kids on the last day of the season, man. It's just, your seniors know that it's over one way or the other, and just happy that our kids were able to finish the job.
Well, Dwayne Jenkins on the broadcast said it best. No one from the river was surprised that you all were able to pull it out. It just seems to happen for you all.
You just find ways to win.
And that just comes with prep.
Yeah.
That comes with prep. It comes with believing. And I think you all do a great job of selling your kids on the belief that, hey, we're going to find a way.
Well, I was proud of that, and not knowing one way or the other. I didn't, and Coach Monica used to wear me out about this, and all of us. My coaches never stopped coaching, and I almost gave in. I took the headsets off, and I really contemplated whether I was going. It actually worked in my favor. I contemplated whether I was going to call timeout or just shake hands. That's why there was a delay in me calling timeout, and that's why those, the list of events, the penalty happened before the timeout, in which I got granted that timeout back.
But this year, after the adversity y'all faced last year, and I don't know if you agree, but it may have helped you. Like this year, every time you faced adversity, you figured it out. And the number one quarterback comes in, and we're like, okay, we're not impressed with that. We're going to handle it. You know what I mean? You just handle your stuff this year, and I think that's what you need to be especially proud of too.
For those people that are listening and don't know, she's talking about the Dunham quarterback.
Oh yeah, the Dunham quarterback.
And how you all handled him. You did it all year long. You didn't just do it in the championship game.
Yeah, you handled terrible.
No, and honestly, Marty, exactly what I was worried about in the championship. I thought Shaw was a great football team, but they did not have to exert a ton of energy in the playoffs to get there. We did. We had to go through Edie White and U High. And I was worried about how much emotion we had left, and they kind of took it to us. I mean, I thought they had a great plan there, but their kids they outplayed us, which is rare for us. Like, that's kind of our calling card is that we overwhelmed people with our effort, and not only did they match our effort, in some places they overcame it. But for our kids to stay in the fight, we get the ball back. Got to go 80 yards. We're not a big play offense. We don't have somebody that we can throw a bubble to that's going to go 80 yards.
Mhm.
Methodically be able to, Landry execute over and over again and score with 36 seconds left. And obviously the extra point doesn't go our way. And for us to get another chance to get back in it, I was proud of what our kids found when they got that juice, when they got that chance. It still could have easily fell by the wayside, but we cashed in. I
Yeah.
really was proud of that.
So what'd you do today?
Today I brought in we had a team meeting, and I know people put it out there, but I'm still old school, Coach Marty, and I don't give out all district till the season's over,
Oh,
till
I never
everybody's
did.
out. But the
All I
media
know.
outlets somehow find it and put it out there, and
Mhm.
so I announced all district, and we discussed some things about uh, what's going forward, raising money for rings and events that the team needs to be at. And then I always dismiss the seniors and I address the next team. I address 2026.
you got to get ready for next year.
Yeah, and start talking about that. And then, peeked out my window and I sent out my 21-day throwing program, getting ready for baseball on January 5th. So looked out my window to make sure the throwing program was going well, and did a couple interviews, and now I'm here with you guys. When I get a haircut, now I'm here with you guys. So
We always
same old,
catch you on
same old.
haircut day. Huh?
Yeah, don't we?
Yeah,
Well, I hope you enjoy it. It's going to make the weeks before the Christmas break more fun. It's got to be fun for those guys to walk the halls and walk a little bit taller today. They're state champs, and you coached them, and I'm just so excited for y'all. And to the crazy ending. You put St. Charles Catholic on the map even more than it already was.
yeah, it was special. And one thing I didn't mention, my son's an eighth grader this year. So to share the dome floor
Oh
with him
yeah.
and be able to celebrate with him, and maybe for him to get a little insight on where dad's been all these
Yeah.
years and why he's been where he's been. To see him celebrate that, and that part has been awesome. It's been special, for sure. And it's been different. And Marty, you understand this? Like, this is the first group of young men that hadn't been coached by Coach Monica. It only been coached by my staff and myself.
Oh wow.
And so I came in with these seniors. This is my 5th year as the head coach, and most of our kids come here in the 8th grade.
Mm.
So to be 52-12, 3 championships, a runner up in the first 5 years with these guys, man, it's a dream come true.
Yeah.
And they leave,
Nice record.
and they'll leave a legacy. Like my best years were through Bo Jones's years. Obviously a great player, but the legacies lasted past Bo.
That's right.
Everyone learned how to win, what to expect, and how hard work was, and you all do the same. And you mentioned your son is an eighth grader. There's no guarantees in the next 4 years he gets back on that floor, so
That's right.
a chance to enjoy that. But
He don't believe
Bet
that, but that's
against
exactly what I told
we're not betting
I'm
against
not
you.
betting against.
him.
Well, and if you want to go buy me a lottery ticket, go ahead.
You
You might want to get one.
and one of the things that you mentioned a little bit, Hank Tierney is a Hall of Famer. I mean, this is a guy. I'm sorry, on our broadcast, I also said you're going to be a Hall of Famer too. Just
Don't put that gree on me.
Hope I'm there.
putting it there already. But you give Hank a chance and his staff, which Lou Valden and Mike Biamani and some really good football coaches, a chance to prepare for you. And I thought they did a great job of doing that and shutting down what you like to do, which was to run the football. But you all were able to make adjustments on the field, and that's so hard to do. And it was just a great job by your staff. So I just wanted to congratulate you again.
I appreciate it. I'm blessed. As you know, Marty, it surely ain't a one-man show. And I've been blessed to surround myself with people much smarter than me, and I just try to convince them to stay and work side by side with me each and every day. And I got great kids and I got great support from my parents, my administration. I think we got great alignment here at St. Charles Catholic, and really that's why we've been able to sustain our success.
And say something nice about the other team that won the state championship from the River Parishes too. I mean, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
That's a first, isn't it? Riverside and St. Charles Catholic in the same year. It's
It
always
is, and
been against each other.
I saw a stat about how many years in a row a River Parish team has
That was
played for
me.
state championship. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
you. And I was pretty. I'm a River person. I was excited about that, and yeah, I'm excited about St. John Parish, River Parish. We're gonna play next year, week 5, so it's gonna be an exciting pre-district matchup. And so those guys got a great day, and they only had 7 seniors, so they returned a bunch of great players as well. So, but it's been we've been blessed to be on the river, right, and have the success
Yes.
that we have, and I'm gonna be blessed to play 4 River Parish teams next year between Hornville, Riverside, St.
Heard y'all
James, and
playing.
Lutcher. So it's gonna be a fun year.
It'll be fun.
For the fans, at least. For the fans. I don't know about for us. But.
For the River Parishes. All right. Well, Wayne, I'm very proud of you and happy for you and excited. And I never pick against you, so.
You moved to Curtis status, baby.
Yeah, really. You're the new Curtis.
I don't know about that.
Take it.
Wayne, great job. Great season. I look forward to seeing you in baseball.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys, the support and the coverage that you always give us.
Oh, we try.
All right, boo.
Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you. God bless.
Right. Bye.
Welcome back.
Well, welcome back to that sports couple. Hope you enjoyed our short little interviews with the big winners of the weekend, Lee Roussel and Wayne Stein, who are state champions and walking a little taller. Like 2 years ago, Coach Roussel was walking around the dome. I don't know if he walked around the dome. He might not have gone back. And you walk around like, yeah, we lost. And then, then you go this time, you're like, yeah, I won. And high-five me.
You probably knew somebody with a suit. They probably had a great time.
Yes.
And certainly it's a lot easier to watch the other teams celebrate on the field when you just got done.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And St. Charles, we talked about Riverside coming back to school. St. Charles must have been crazy.
What?
To win in the fashion that they won, and then everybody just go lose their minds, you know? Because you talk about grasping victory from the jaws of defeat. I mean, they had to be, their fans are going through the same emotions that the players are going through. And when they finally got that win, they won.
Well, Riverside canceled school on Friday. They hadn't planned on it, but all of a sudden it's like, no school on Friday.
Well, he said another female principal, said, "You're really having school tomorrow?" And I got a feeling it was.
It was like,
It was St. Charles's principal.
You think?
I know.
St. John's didn't have to cancel school.
They did. They canceled school.
Well, true. But well, I hope everybody had fun. And we'll be back in August with another season. Don't know if we'll be back. We might still be together. Might be that sports uncouple.
Yeah, right.
Just kidding. Happy anniversary, Wednesday.
Anniversary, kid.
31 years. And Tuesday is 32 years engaged.
If our
I
sponsors,
don't have a big ring like he has, though. He's got a bunch of.
if our sponsors still love us, we'll be back next year.
Yes. And thank you to our sponsors for taking care of us this year and coming through for us. And I mean, we're not doing this to make money. We're just kind of doing it to have a conversation each week and try and give the River Parishes some coverage. I've talked about it before. Things have gone downhill in recent years, and I think our boys deserve a little extra coverage. And I don't know if anybody's watching. I don't know if anybody's paying attention to us, but hey, we're here. Doing our part.
We have another organization that wants to talk to us about merging, so we'll see if anything comes of that.
There you go. And I had a Zoom meeting with my friends at the Louisiana Sports Writers Association tonight, and I hear a voice from somewhere in cyberspace saying, "Have you interviewed the coaches from St. Charles and Riverside yet?" I said, "Did it today, coming out soon." And he said, "We have the perfect headline. Ready? For the St. Charles Catholic game that nobody used. The Shawshank Redemption."
Ooh,
That was
clever. That's clever.
that was, oh, there's so many different ways. Look, I want to say, if you have not, I watched the game. I've written many games on deadline and many crazy finishes. I am so glad I did not have to write this story. But go read Jim Derry. Look up Jim Derry's account of the game. It was fantastic. The quotes, he got all the quotes, excellent. He managed to explain those last 35 seconds in a way that you can understand it and follow it. And I pat on the back to Jim Derry, my former co-worker at the Times-Picayune, who has his own podcast now, and wrote one heck of a good story. I didn't read a Riverside story. I have to go find one.
Well, Crescent City had a good one.
Oh, they.
You know, and Coach Wayne Stein said it best. You know, everybody wants to blame this and that. From the missed extra point, there were 6 snaps. Most people don't realize
No.
There were 6 snaps that could have changed anything that went on. You know, and the coaches chose to do what they did, and you know they have to take as much responsibility as a bad punt or a missed extra point.
And to the young man at Shaw, don't let this define you. It doesn't. It won't. Just let it go.
It's hard. It's hard. They were at the 10-year reunion, the 20-year reunion, the 30-year.
But you win as a team, you lose as a team, and there's a lot of things that went wrong besides just that. It was not your fault. You made a mistake, so did other people.
Well, you know, and on Shaw's end, I mean, they allowed St. Charles to go on a 75-yard drive, right to score with 35 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, anyone could have stopped that drive.
There was a lot of things that went wrong.
There were 2 fourth down plays that were converted. So, you know, there were plenty of opportunities for other players, but you know, it's football, it's sports, it's live, it's fun, it's what goes on. You can't control it.
There you go.
And to the coaches, I was once told that you're trying to win games and make these kids do what you want them to do, and their parents can't even get them to put the garbage out. So, you know, you're trying to get them all to go to the same place. And in football, that's 11 people being in the right place. Very difficult to do.
Can you get them to turn in their assignment?
So, coaches, you know, I know you love what you do, but man, sometimes it's tough. And you won.
Yeah, but think of all the stories you can tell as you get older.
You remember them?
Marty has so many stories that other people tell him.
Just my staff.
All right, that's it.
All right.
We're done.
Hey, thank you for coming for running this route with us this year and this whole gamut of games and the whole season. It seemed like we just got started, but the one thing that we can only tell you is that through the power of Christ, we love you so much. We want you to have a fabulous life.
And a fabulous Christmas.
We love you.
And we love each other. 31 years.
31 years.
There you go. All right, last joke of the year. You ready?
I'm ready.
Hey, Marty.
Yeah, Lori.
What did Santa Claus say the day after Christmas?
What do you say, Lori?
That's a wrap.
So is this.